The Fox and the Stork.
Once upon a time, in a lush green forest filled with the chirping of birds and the rustling of leaves, there lived a sly and clever fox. The fox was known for his cunning tricks, and although he was friendly, his playful nature often got him into trouble. One day, he decided to play a mischievous trick on his good friend, the stork. The fox approached the stork with a charming smile and said, "Dear friend, why don't you come to my house for dinner tomorrow? I've prepared something truly special, and I'm sure you'll love it." The stork, with her long beak and graceful feathers, happily accepted the invitation, looking forward to a delicious meal. When the stork arrived the next evening, she was greeted warmly by the fox. The table was set beautifully, and the stork's excitement grew. But when the fox brought out the meal, her joy quickly turned to disappointment. The soup was served in flat, shallow plates. While the fox slurped the soup easily with his tongue, the poor stork, with her long beak, couldn't manage to take even a single sip. The fox, noticing the stork's struggle, couldn't help but laugh. "What's wrong, my dear friend? Don't you like my soup?" he teased, knowing full well that she couldn't eat it. The stork felt humiliated but remained calm and polite. She quietly decided that she would teach the fox a lesson he would never forget. The next day, the stork visited the fox and said, "Thank you for your wonderful dinner, my friend. Now it's my turn to return the favor. Please come to my house tomorrow evening. I have a delightful treat planned just for you." The fox, imagining another opportunity for fun and games, eagerly accepted the invitation. When the fox arrived at the stork's home, the aroma of freshly cooked food filled the air. The fox's mouth watered as he sat down at the table, ready to feast. But to his surprise, the stork served the soup in tall, narrow jars with long necks. The stork dipped her long beak into the jar and sipped the soup effortlessly, while the fox sat helplessly, unable to reach the food inside the jar. The fox tried tilting the jar, poking his tongue inside, and even shaking it, but nothing worked. He looked at the stork and saw her enjoying her meal. Suddenly, he realized how cruel his trick had been the previous day. Embarrassed and ashamed, he lowered his head and said, "I'm so sorry for the way I treated you, my friend. I've learned my lesson." The fox tried tilting the jar, poking his tongue inside, and even shaking it, but nothing worked. He looked at the stork and saw her enjoying her meal. Suddenly, he realized how cruel his trick had been the previous day. Embarrassed and ashamed, he lowered his head and said, "I'm so sorry for the way I treated you, my friend. I've learned my lesson." The stork smiled and replied, "I only wanted you to understand how it feels to be on the receiving end of a trick. Let's promise to treat each other with kindness from now on." The fox nodded, and the two friends forgave each other, vowing never to play mean tricks again. From that day forward, the fox and the stork remained good friends. They shared meals, laughter, and happy memories, always remembering the important lesson they had learned: treat others the way you want to be treated.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to 5 A Minute Storybook for more motivational content.